Yo, what up? What up? What up? It's your boy MattieICE, Leads for Locals. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of MattieICE Marketing. Really excited about this, man. Having a lot of fun with this. So today we are going to be going over some lead form strategies. Now, I use primarily Facebook lead forms, but this could technically apply to any platform that you can use lead forms on, which is pretty much all of them. I mean, you can do Google lead forms, LinkedIn has lead forms, TikTok has lead forms now. I don't think YouTube does. Not 100% sure about YouTube ads, but there's a lot of platforms that use lead forms. So this doesn't have to be specifically just for Facebook. Facebook is just the primary platform I use. I do paid advertising on. So that's what we're going to cover in this training. But I want to give you guys some different strategies, just different ways to use lead forms to obviously, generate leads for your business. But we don't want to just have people filling out lead forms. We want people to take some additional action afterwards as well. We want people progressing through our funnel. And we're also going to talk about improving lead quality as well. That's something that came up and that I frequently get questions about. And yeah, I really do want to dive into that because you'll hear a lot of people say that, they, especially if you're an agency and you're working with clients, that the leads suck, they don't pick up the phone, blah, blah, blah. And advertising you're doing. When I was in insurance and we were doing, I was buying direct mail leads and stuff, it's tough to get people on the phone. You gotta be pretty consistent. Eventually you do. There's some things, some tricks you can do to get people on the phone a little bit more, but yeah, that's just part of it. So, but there are certain things you can do with your lead forms to improve quality. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then we're also going to do a live Q&A at the end. So if you guys have any questions about your marketing, it doesn't even really have to be about lead forms. If you want to ask a question about something else within your marketing, I'll drop a link in the comments and you guys can, I'll actually bring you on to the call here and you can ask your question. Do me a solid, guys. If you don't mind, if you're watching this elsewhere, please head over to YouTube. I'm going to put the link in the comments here really quick. It does help. And then hit that like button for me. It does make a difference. All right, we'll get this out to more people. Good way to support the channel. Hit that like button. Come on over to YouTube and drop a comment down below. Make sure you guys can hear me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And then we'll get started here in just a second. So I have a little slideshow that's just going to keep us on track. I've got 4 different strategies that I want to cover with you guys. 3 of them I've tested and I use in my business and I teach and I do for my clients. They can work really well. One of them I haven't tested yet, but it'd actually be pretty cool to test this out. It just depends on the type of business that you run or type of clients that you work with. So we're going to cover 4 different strategies. And also, guys, on that note, because I got asked this yesterday, is do I just teach this or do I actually run my own ads? And so I do want to be clear. I run my own ads. I run ads for clients in all different kinds of industries. So I don't teach or share anything with you guys that I don't personally do myself, except, like I just said, the 4th strategy I'm going to share with you isn't something that I've done myself, but the principles are the same with all of the other strategies. There's no reason that it really shouldn't work. So, and it's something I would test. But yeah, I do this stuff, guys, and I'm going to show you examples of real campaigns and just the results of these types of strategies so that you can see it firsthand. So welcome from Orlando. You're not that far from me. I'm in Jacksonville. My brother's actually in Orlando. You should check out the Metro Diner there. He runs that Metro Diner, or one of them. I don't know if there's multiple, but man, it is really good. What would you call it? Southern comfort food. So tell him his brother sent you, and he'll hook you up. Good stuff. Cool. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's start diving into this. Let me pull up my slideshow, and I will share my screen. All right. Cool. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. All right, best lead form strategies. Yeah, and like I said, guys, please support the channel. Hit that like button. Check out all the courses and affiliate links in the description. It really does help. Like with the affiliate links, GoHighLevel and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It's a good way to support the channel and the content. I do have a full-on Facebook ads mastery course as well. It's super cheap if you guys want to get access to all different kinds of Facebook ad strategies that I use and I have used in the past that have worked really well. You can check that out in the description if you want more in-depth training. Like I said, we're going to go into pretty good detail with these strategies. But anyways, the first thing I want to talk about or just mention really quick is that the key to all of these or most of these strategies is how we use the confirmation page, believe it or not. So lead forms are pretty simple, which is why I like them. There's not much to them. You don't have to put together a really sophisticated landing page and you're testing different brand colors and stuff like that. It really comes down to your offer. That's a big part of success with your Facebook ads. But anyways, lead forms, really easy to set up. You're just asking for basic contact information. It auto populates when people click on the ad to get whatever it is that you're offering. And then you can add custom questions. Like there's different things you can do to, again, kind of improve lead quality. That's really what that's about. But it's pretty simple. So these strategies, it really comes down to how we're using the confirmation page, which is, man, I can't tell you guys how many times, like how many students, clients I work with that don't use the confirmation page. They think that as soon as somebody fills out the lead form that they're done. Hey, I generated a lead. Great. Man, there's a lot more you can do to grow your business, get people moving through your funnel, buying your products, booking appointments, requesting calls, things like that. If you use the confirmation page correctly, that's really key here. So let's talk about strategy number one, and that's list building. This doesn't have too much to do with the confirmation page, but I really want to hit on this point because your list is your greatest asset, guys. Like if all, if YouTube goes down, if Facebook goes down, I mean, obviously none of this is going to happen, but just having your own list, being able to communicate with your audience on your own terms whenever you want, regardless of, the political bias right now. That's a big thing going on right now, with censorship and things like that. Like it doesn't really matter. Like you can email and text your list whenever you want, especially if you're using something like GoHighLevel. You could do even more than that, right? There's some really cool things you can do with your list, but your list really is your greatest asset. I know this for a fact because one of the things you guys probably know this by now. The very first thing that I recommend people do when they sign up for my SaaS product or one of my courses and they're going to start doing their own marketing, database reactivation. And what do you need in order to run a database reactivation campaign? You need a list, right? So Facebook lead forms are a phenomenal way to build a list because it's very user friendly. Their information auto populates on the lead form. So if you're just maybe getting started and you're trying to build up an audience, Facebook lead forms, great way to build a list for the long term. All right. And basically what we're doing here is we're using some type of lead magnet to get name, email, and phone number. I used to just get name and email. I recommend getting the phone number now. I haven't seen a significant difference in the lead cost when asking for just email versus also asking for the phone number. I haven't seen that big of a difference. So for me, having that phone number is really important. Even if you're not making calls, just sending a couple of texts. I'll tell you this, guys. I haven't asked my client if I can, especially since I'm doing this live, I haven't asked if I can share the results of our campaign, but we're running campaigns in the life insurance industry right now, and they're doing really well. The lead cost is pretty high, higher than usual, because man, is it expensive to be on Facebook right now. We're seeing CPMs above $100 right now. It's crazy. But anyways, the text that we're sending people, we're actually getting a pretty decent amount of responses from people. And if you can get people engaging with you on text, you have a much higher chance of converting them into a client, lead, or a customer, getting them on the phone, having them actually answer your phone calls. So having the phone number is really important for just basic text messaging. And I'll just give you guys an example really quick. Well, what are we asking on that text? It's like, are you requesting this for yourself or a family member, something like that? And we're just offering free guides, guys. Like I have a lot of training on the lead magnets that you guys should be offering. It comes down to your business and who your audience is, but offering some type of free lead magnet, phenomenal way to build a list. Because also, leads me to my next point here is you got to have really strong long-term follow-up in place. It's one thing to generate a lead, guys. It's a whole other ball game to convert that lead into a customer. So far, we've generated 34 leads in that life insurance campaign. They've written 3 apps already. A pretty decent return on investment. And so this stuff works, and we're gonna get in like that campaign is what I'm going to use to talk about lead quality later on. So we'll get into that in a minute, but you got to make sure that you got long-term follow-up in place, a simple series of emails and occasional text messages that goes out. All right. You're educating people about your product and service. You're teaching them, how to solve their problems and stuff like that. And the longer you can stay in front of your list, the more deals you're going to close, the more sales you're going to make, more appointments you're going to get booked. I have people that buy from me because I build my list in a lot of different ways, lead forms being one of them. But I have people that buy from me or book appointments or respond to emails or text messages months after they get on my list, guys. And so the focus isn't really to make a sale right off the bat. It's building the list, right? So that you have people you can reach out to on a long-term basis over time. So lead forms, phenomenal way to build a list. I want to show you guys an example of a campaign that I did. This is one of my favorites to go over. And actually, I'll go over some of mine that I've run. Like this one right here, I was offering a free life insurance and annuity lead generation masterclass because I have a course that program that teaches how to do life insurance, annuities, IUL lead generation using Facebook ads, LinkedIn, all that stuff. Basically doing what I'm doing for my clients, right? So and I generated 49 leads there. I think it's like $4 and $4.69 per lead. This one right here was an affiliate program. I got 80 leads on this one. This was a messenger conversation campaign, whatever. $2.87 per lead. So pretty decent lead costs. Typically when I'm doing lead forms too, I get asked like, what is the average lead cost when you're doing something like this? And again, it depends on your audience. It depends on what you're doing. But I typically like to see leads when I'm using lead forms. I want to see it under $10 per lead. And if it's not, like in this case, like right now, our life insurance campaign is a little bit above that. It's just because the CPM is so freaking high. And that's your cost per 1,000 impressions. And for those of you who are not familiar with that, with CPM, it's basically what Facebook charges you to run ads. So it's this guy right here. So anything above, like, look at this, some of these were just freaking crazy. Your CPM does start off really high in the beginning, guys, but it usually comes down because like our campaigns right now, we're getting phenomenal engagement. Our link click-through rates is it's like a 1.8% link click-through rate. It's fantastic. That means people are clicking on your ads. We have a really good conversion rate on the lead form, right? So that's why we're continuing to run it. But anyways, these things are just phenomenal for building lists. Like this is 49. Where'd it go? 49 extra people right here in my long-term follow-up sequences, teaching people about how to an annuity leads, right? And you do that over the long run, people eventually buy. All right. So great way to build a list. Another one I wanted to show you guys. This was just so cool, and this kind of segues into one of the other strategies. But this was a campaign I did a long time ago. For fun, and it was in the survival niche, and it was right like in the beginning of 2020, right when the pandemic was kicking off and getting started. And I did like a survival guide for like pandemic survival guide or something like that. I generated 459 leads for 37 cents a pop. Now I think if I remember correctly, I was only doing emails. I wasn't even asking for the name, I don't think. And then I was also growing a Facebook group, which is another strategy. We'll get into that in a second. But 459 people, guys, like, especially if you can get your lead costs like this, which is, I mean, I'm not saying you're going to be able to do that. It depends on the industry. But, 459 people, and now, I could email them over the long term. Do you think that, you can make some money on that? You can close some deals on that? Absolutely. So being able to build a list is a very powerful skill set, guys, because it's what you can do with it on the back end that is really what makes it so powerful. Like if you're really good at connecting with your audience, sending good follow-up content, and you know how to build a list, there's no reason you shouldn't do well. It's all a fantastic way to build a list. All right, so that's strategy number one. Drop it in comments if you have questions. Like I said, we're going to do a live Q&A, but if you don't want to come on at the end, just drop them in the comments below if you want. It's up to you. But let's see here. Yep, money is definitely in the list. Yes, and this is a good comment here. CPM is higher now due to the time of year, Black Friday. That's absolutely correct. I kind of expected this. I didn't think it was going to be as high as it is. But at the end of the day, again, as long as your campaigns are performing, and what I mean by that is, are you getting people clicking on your ad? All right. I'm not talking about the overall click through rate. I'm talking about the CTR, the link click through rate. What does that look like? Are people actually clicking the ad? And then out of how many people have clicked the ad, how many leads have you had? That's your conversion rate. If those two things are good, your ad campaign is good. There's not too much you can do about the CPM, unfortunately. I have noticed, and I'm testing this right now. Going to be doing it today for my client. I'll let you guys know what the results are. Sometimes, if you duplicate the ad set and just restart it, it will drop the CPM down. I don't know why. I think maybe it's just because it's going after a different part of the audience. I have no idea. It's kind of annoying. But sometimes that will do it, and sometimes it's just an expensive audience. It's something you have to deal with. So it is what it is. All right, let's get back into it. Strategy number 2: booking appointments. Now, I'll be honest, guys. This is not my favorite strategy, but I did want to share it because I have seen results with this before. And again, depending on the industry, like I ran this strategy for a client in the salon industry. She was basically a consultant for salon owners, and we ran a campaign offering a free guide. I can't remember exactly what kind of guide it was, but it did really well. I might actually have it here. Let me see. Shoot, I forgot the name of the ad account too. Would like to show you that, because that was we did pretty good on that campaign. I don't think I have access to it anymore. We got a lot of stuff here. Lots of campaigns, lots of different industries. Okay, actually, I think this might be it right here. Yeah, look at this, guys. Hairdresser. Okay, yeah. So we were offering like a guide on getting more referrals for the salon, and then we did the pandemic. Like during the pandemic, we did training on how to continue to grow your salon during that time. And look at this. I mean, $1.20 per lead, $2.27 per lead. I can't remember which campaign this was that we did this, but we were doing appointments also. It may have been this one, where so basically what you do here is you're offering some type of free lead magnet. Okay, that's what I always recommend. And then on this is where we start to utilize the confirmation page. That's where you offer the opportunity to book an appointment. I just want to see if this one was it. I can't remember. Let's see. No, okay, no, we were joining the Facebook group. That's the next strategy. But anyways, what you can do is so you offer the free lead magnet to build your list. All right, so you're kind of combining two strategies here, but you're building your list. Your follow-up is really strong. But on the confirmation page, that is where you offer the opportunity to maybe book a free strategy call, strategy session. Again, it's not my favorite strategy because I want people to go through a couple of more steps before they get the opportunity to be contacted. But it's up to you. Again, I have seen this work, and we did pretty good. Like we had a pretty decent show rate on those appointments when we were booking them. So we'd offer that free guide, and then we'd give them an opportunity to book like a salon success strategy call or something like that. And it worked pretty good. The key to this is making sure that, actually, you know what? I'll just pull it up here. I want to show you guys what to put on the lead form confirmation page. That's probably what you guys need to see, because I actually do pretty much the same thing on the confirmation page every single time. Obviously, the offer is going to be a little bit different, or the call to action will be a little bit different. However, I set up the layout of the confirmation page the same every single time. So I'll do this insurance one. Okay. And also, guys, while I'm pulling this up, at some point, if you don't mind, drop in the comments what other types of training you guys want. Like, what other topics do you guys want to cover? I was thinking about doing one on database reactivation. maybe doing like how to create really good ad images for Facebook and all that stuff. So if there's something specific you guys want me to cover, drop that down in the comments, and we will do some training on it. Anyways, all right, here's my confirmation page. I do the same thing for the headline, guys. This is important. Success, important next step, please read. I do this it doesn't matter what industry I'm running campaigns in, what I'm using lead forms for, it does not matter. I always put this exact same headline. And it's because I want to keep their attention. I don't want the person to think that they're done. I want them to know that, hey, there's a next step that you need to complete. This is a really great way of keeping their attention and really drawing their attention to the next call to action. Okay. So in this case, I basically let them know, hey, you're going to receive your free lead magnet via email shortly. Check your spam folder just in case, blah, blah, blah. In the meantime, go ahead and click the button below. In this case, I was building a Facebook group, but you could say in the meantime below, we'd also like to offer you a free strategy call or free consultation, analysis, whatever. All right. Again, depending on your industry, just click the button down below, choose a day and time that works best for you. And one of our specialists will contact you at that day and time, something like that. Right. Maybe talk about what you're going to discuss on the call. What are they going to get out of the call? On the call, we're going to put together a roadmap for you, 3 simple steps that you can take in order to achieve X, Y, Z, right? Something along those lines. You don't want this to be too crazy. You don't want a ton of text here. Just get to the point. Tell them they're going to receive their free lead magnet. Check their spam folder. In the meantime, click the button down below to take advantage of this free strategy call where we will discuss X, Y, Z. All right. That's pretty much that strategy. You can also offer some type of custom plan. So you don't even necessarily have to call it a strategy call. You could say, hey, also request your free custom, like we do business funding plans, custom life insurance blueprints, things like that. And it just leads to a calendar, right? So that when you get them on the phone, you can start to put this plan in place for them to get the end result, whatever that is, which is obviously hopefully to do business with you. So offering some type of free custom plan works really good. Man, I'll tell you guys, our numbers on the life insurance one right now are really good. So we have two separate ad sets. They both generated 17 leads. Out of the one where we're sending people to this custom plan, this blueprint, we've had 9 people request it out of 17 leads that have filled out the lead form. I'd say those are pretty good numbers, guys. So when you offer the right stuff to your audience in a very simple format, they take action. They go through your funnel. The more steps you can get people to take before they get to you, the better the quality, the better the lead's going to be. You got to make sure you have strong confirmation and reminders in place for this. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of no-shows. You definitely want to make sure you have an appointment no-show automation as well, so that if people do not show up for the appointment, then it automatically sends an email and a text. You can do all of that inside of GoHighLevel. The other thing that I want to say here, oh, actually, no. Okay. I thought I forgot to type it in here. Appointment confirmation calls, guys. This is, you want to bring down your appointment no-show rate. This is how you do it right here. So here's what I tell all of my clients to do and students is when you get appointments booked, do not wait for the day and time they choose to call them. Okay. We don't want to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 days to finally call them. They're going to forget who we are. Even if you have appointment confirmation and reminders in place, that does help, but we don't want to wait. The only purpose, in my opinion, for an appointment is intent, generating intent. That is it. So what you want to do is when somebody books an appointment, call them immediately, just like you would a fresh new lead. All right. But what you do is when you get them on the phone, you're calling to confirm the appointment. Okay. And now that you have them on the phone, just transition into the sale. And I'll give you an example. Hey, this is what I teach my SaaS clients. Hey, Mr. Prospect, this is Matt from XYZ Capital. Saw that you booked an appointment for next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Just wanted to discuss your funding plan. Just wanted to call and confirm that, make sure it works for you so I can get it confirmed on the calendar. Does that work for you? Okay, great. While I have you on the phone, let me go ahead and confirm the information you provide in the questionnaire, or let me get some basic information from you really quick so that I can start putting that plan in place. I can put that blueprint in place, whatever it is that you're offering. You're now on a sales call. Go ahead and close the deal right then and there. Now, if they tell you, hey, I'm busy, call me on that day and time, fine, then do that. But now you've confirmed the call. You've spoken with them. I'm telling you guys, when you do that, the chances of them showing up for that appointment just skyrocket. And I've actually done this for my clients. When I was originally testing my annuity campaigns, I would actually call the leads themselves that requested the custom plan, went through our questionnaire. Dude, guys, these people are interested. Okay, you're not going to get everybody on the phone, but these people are interested. They confirmed the appointments. They showed up for the appointments. I got great feedback on the conversations. The stuff works. Okay. You just got to do things a little bit differently sometimes. Don't wait for the appointment. Call them immediately to confirm the appointment and try and close it right then and there. Drop a comment down below if that is not fire, guys. Come on, show some love. I just know, man, that stuff works really well, guys. I'm telling you. Well, I've done it myself. Trust me on this. All right. Also, calling lead magnet leads to book a call. So this, we're utilizing, in this strategy, we're utilizing the confirmation page to send them to a calendar. Not everybody's going to do that, but you're building your list. You're getting name, email, and phone number. Maybe now you have an appointment setting team to call those leads to get the appointment booked, right? So that's kind of like a little extra thing that you can do, I guess, right? Where, so they've requested your free lead magnet, but they haven't booked an appointment. They're interested though. I mean, they wouldn't have requested your free lead magnet if they weren't. So why not give them a call, see if you can get an appointment booked. All right. So that's strategy 2. What do you guys think about that one? It's pretty sweet. Again, it's not my favorite. I don't like trying to get appointments right off the bat, but it works. It can work. I've done it. And, you know, you put you do those extra steps that I told you, it can work really well. My group is for life insurance agents. Yeah, so all the groups that I have are for, you know, business. So like my one for elite brokers, for business loan brokers, I have one for life insurance agents. I have one for SaaS agency owners. I have lots of different Facebook groups, which is actually the next strategy that we're going to talk about, guys, because Facebook groups will change your life. All right, I'm telling you. The content business that we talked about last week, that will really change your life. But the Facebook groups are just awesome, and lead forms can really help you grow a Facebook group and take your business to the next level. It's a phenomenal strategy. So, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and dive into that. Facebook group strategy number 3. This is one of my favorite things to do with Facebook groups. With lead forms, my apologies. All right, is growing a Facebook group, because it's not a lot of commitments from the prospect's point of view. They're getting additional value, but you're also getting another way of connecting with and staying in front of your audience, guys. Because again, like you said earlier, the money is in the list, and staying in, I guess really the money is in staying in front of the list, because a lot of people don't do anything with their list. So maybe it's not worth anything. It's what are you doing with your list, right? And this is another way to kind of expand on that list, is growing a Facebook group, guys. And I don't care what business you're in, you can have a Facebook group. Does not matter if you're an accountant, you're an agency owner, you do plumbing. I don't care what it is. You could start a Facebook group to get people in there and provide value, you know, educate people. Like we'll talk about HVAC real quick. Like you might be thinking like, what kind of Facebook group would I start for if I run an HVAC company, or if I have HVAC clients? Like who would join a group like that? Okay, so what you're telling me is that people who own a home, right? As you're building your list with these people, you start a Facebook group teaching people and sharing information about how to take care of their air conditioning system, how to avoid very expensive AC repairs and all that stuff. Or if you wanted to, you could even go a little bit broader, and you could start a Facebook group like what's it called? Do it yourself, home repairs and stuff like that. And so what you can do is, with all the different types of content that you can provide around do it yourself, you throw in your HVAC service. Like, hey, here's 5 tips on how to keep your AC up and running really well, how to maintain your AC, whatever. And you're constantly posting that content in front of people. You're telling me that when their AC does break down or something does happen to it, that they're not going to contact you? They've seen you 1,000 times at this point. Why would they not? I mean, obviously not everybody's going to do that, but hopefully you get my point with this. All right. So lead forms are a phenomenal way to build a Facebook group. I'm going to show you an example here. We're going to go back to that survival guide campaign really quick, because with this campaign, I was combining like all of these strategies so far. I was building my list. Actually, no, I was not doing appointments. I was building my list and building the Facebook group. So I would generate these leads, and then I would send them to my Facebook group, which if we go to the group, I'll just show you how many people I ended up getting into it. And this just shows you that, you know, people want to be part of a community. They want to, and like I said, it's such a small commitment. Like, you're not asking them to buy anything. You're not asking them to get on a phone call. Like, people, you know, people are intimidated about getting on calls these days, guys. So instead of trying to pressure them to do something they don't want to do, why not just get them into a Facebook group? So now we have them, we have their email, we have their phone number, we've got a Facebook group. I'm going to show you a really cool strategy for converting Facebook group members here in a second. But look at this. I got 281 people into this group. So I generated 459 leads and put 281 people into this group. And actually, I had a lot of these people invited from other members, right? So it's actually like I got a lot of extra members. And the cool thing with Facebook groups too is there's automation. It's called group leads, I think. And you can ask specific questions, but also get contact information for members that maybe they did not opt into your list, and you can build your email list that way. So you can ask for the email address when people join your Facebook group. Like you can make it, actually, I don't think you can make it a requirement, but you can offer, again, a different type of lead magnet in exchange for their email address. You can even ask for their phone number, right? So 281 members. And I'll tell you guys, the, Facebook groups are a fantastic way to stay in front of your audience, because Facebook groups, or I'm sorry, Facebook still prioritizes Facebook group posts over page posts, personal profile posts. So people in your group are much more likely to see your content that you're posting than if you were to just share it on your personal profile or your Facebook business page, right? I'll show you one here for Elite Broker. I think I'm almost at 800. I don't use lead forms for this. I'm just right now I'm talking about the power of Facebook groups. Like, I mean, it's just an awesome channel, guys. So let's talk about like what's kind of the point of doing this. In addition to, I mean, the point is staying in front of your audience. But I want to show you something else that you can do with this. Again, another channel of communication, another way of staying in front of your audience, connecting with the actual group members themselves. So email, phone number, Facebook group, and now you can be connected to them on Facebook. So you can send them messages. You can actually start a conversation. I mean, how many points of communication do we need to convert people into appointments, clients, customers, right? Well, I'll talk about the software here in a second, but let me finish up with how I get people into my group. It's really simple, guys. I don't like to overcomplicate stuff. And like I said, I do pretty much the same format, use the same format on the confirmation page for every call to action. It's just a different call to action. So I'll duplicate this real quick. We'll see what that call to action was. So you guys want to grow your Facebook group, all right? All right, all set. Important next step, please read. You receive your free guide shortly. In the meantime, make sure to click the button below to join our free Facebook group for more survival and emergency preparation tips. Come on, guys. Like, you tell me that people aren't going to join that. You know, my lead generation masterclass campaign for insurance. I did the same exact thing, except I said join a free Facebook group specifically for insurance and annuity agents for additional marketing training and support and things like that. It works, guys. It works really, really well. That's all you have to do. And then with the button, all you do is link out to your Facebook group. That's it. So, you know, so I'll show you that really quick for those of you that aren't familiar with how lead forms work just yet. So if I duplicate this, message for leads. All right, so you would just change this call to action button to view website. You put the link to your Facebook group right there. And then the call to action text is join the free Facebook group. Click here to join the group. Click here to continue, whatever. All right, click here to join the free survival tips Facebook group. It works really, really well, guys. It's an awesome, awesome way to grow a Facebook group. Cannot recommend it enough. All right. Oh, yeah. And so let me show you the software I use for connecting with group members. It gets great engagement with this everyone feature. That's really cool. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's say, so we're getting people into your Facebook group. All right. We want to start a conversation with them. Just something really simple. All right. We can actually go to the members area. All right. And you can do this maybe once a week, once or twice a week. You can run this. You go to the members area, and right here, I use Genius Connector. The company is called Simply Connected. I'll have a link down below to get a free trial. Please go through that. It is an affiliate link. I appreciate the support. But we can click this, and I have a ton of tutorials on how to do this. I even have a group prospecting course as well. Again, if you want really in-depth training on how to do this, but we can set this to every 5 minutes, and we send this to 30 people. So basically the software is going to send a friend request automatically to these group members, basically is what we're doing. And we can even send an what do you call it? An introduction message as well to try and start a conversation. So if you can't get people on the phone, all right, you're struggling getting people on the phone with these lead forms, right? Maybe instead of trying to get them on the phone right away, get them into your Facebook group and then use software like this, or do it manually. It's up to you. Get them in the Facebook group and then connect with them on Facebook, right? Send them a message there. I can tell you this, people respond to messages on Facebook. I mean, similarly to text messages, but it's a great way to start a conversation. And let's see, I think this is my message group right here. So basically what I like to say with this is I just like to thank them for joining the group. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, did you get a chance to request the free lead magnet, the free masterclass, the free guide? Okay. Did you get a chance to request that, to get access to it? Did you get access to it? It's a great way, very easy way to start a conversation. They could say yes, they could say no. Okay, you didn't. All right, here's the link to get it. Here's what it covers. Let me know if you have any questions. And then later on, you can follow up. Hey, Mr. Prospect, what did you think about that free lead magnet? Did you have any questions? Also, I don't know if you saw, we also offer free custom business funding plans. If you want to know what your funding and credit options are, is that something you want me to put together for you? Simple, guys. Really, really simple stuff. And you just run this, and I'll stop it here really quick. And you see the numbers right here. So it's actually going to go down this list and automatically send friend requests to like right here where it says add friend, add friend. It's going to do this automatically, guys. So it's kind of like having your own prospecting virtual assistant. So again, lead forms, great way to build a list, phenomenal way to build a Facebook group. But what are you doing with these things, right? You got to make sure you're using these tools correctly. So you want to be posting really good content, maybe doing live trainings. I think I talked about it right here. Yeah. Do live trainings, answer questions, do welcome posts, share really good content. It's just awesome, guys. And Facebook now has a new @everyone feature. So we go into this group and I mean, actually you guys are recipients of this right now, probably because now that when I do live trainings, in my groups, I use the @everyone feature so that everyone sees that I'm doing a live training. It's freaking awesome. Actually, let me show you that that post really quick. So we'll go into Online Lead Generation Mastery. That is one of my Facebook groups. And right here, see where you can see me going live right there. But in the comments, let's see. Hopefully it'll show up. Maybe not. Where is it? Okay, well, I did it. I know I did it. I tagged everyone. So basically what you can do is, I usually do this in a comments field. You could click, so we'll do the @ symbol right here. It says @everyone. You can mention everyone once a day. So if you put out a new piece of content, you're doing a live training, maybe you came out with a new training, a new lead magnet or something like, hey, who wants this lead magnet? And you tag everyone, they're going to get tagged in that post. They get the notification in Facebook. They're much more likely to actually see the post, guys. I can't tell you how powerful this is. When you start doing this stuff, man, you're going to see your engagement just go through the roof. But you've got to build these assets, right? How do you build these assets? Lead forms are a phenomenal way to create and build and grow these assets, guys. So it's just awesome. Love, love, love Facebook group. So I'll just check the comments here really quick. Operators calling appointments and connecting with business owners. So will Facebook groups work for local businesses like dentists? Absolutely. Uh, not everybody's going to join the group, but I mean, people want to take care of their teeth, right? They got to take care of their teeth. So why not start a Facebook group offering dental health tips, right? Dental health tips for seniors. Maybe you have or children. Maybe you have your dentist is within a certain part of the market, a certain niche within that market. Dental tips for this audience, right? Stuff like that. Absolutely can work for dentists. It can work for any business. You just you got to get a little creative. All right. What kind of content does my audience want to see? Right. How can I educate my audience? That's really all you're doing. So yeah, Facebook groups are awesome, guys. I highly recommend that you run this strategy, especially again, if you're having trouble getting people on the phone, converting lead form leads, send them to the Facebook group instead. Don't try and go for the appointment right away. Test it. It is a really good strategy. That's why I shared it with you. But this is my favorite right here, guys. This is my absolute favorite Facebook lead form strategy, growing a Facebook group. All right. Now, what's the last one? Now, again, full transparency. I have not personally tested this yet. I would. I think it'd be cool. I might at some point. I'm not really like off the top of my head. I'm not really sure what I would do like in my business at the moment for that. I suppose I could maybe do it for one of my courses and stuff, especially now that GoHighLevel has coupon codes for funnels now. I just dropped a new video on that, guys. Make sure you check that out. Awesome features, some really cool stuff you can do with it. But basically this strategy is following the same principles that we've talked about. All right. We're building a list, name, email, and phone number, using the confirmation page to our advantage to get people to take the next step. So what you can do is after they request the lead magnet, you can offer them some type of discount on a product as a thank you. Like, hey, as a thank you, here's a discount code, or maybe just link to a page that already has the discount applied so they don't have to type anything in. But I would recommend it being a low cost item because you're probably not going to sell a $497 or $297 program, or maybe even 97. I don't know. Selling like a $7 to maybe $37 program. Maybe it's normally $100. Maybe it's normally $500. Now you're selling it for $47, $7. Okay. Here's the point: is you're not trying to make a ton of money on this. You're trying to forgot the term. Monetize. It's monetizing your list. I can't remember the term, but basically you're trying to break even on your ad spend. Drop a comment down below. I'm pretty sure there's a term for that. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Anyways, you're not trying to make a ton of money on this strategy. You're trying to, like, if you can make some money on your list as you're building it, right? Running these ads for it. If you can get to break even, you're now building a list for free, guys. That's number one. That's one major benefit of this strategy, is being able to monetize your list immediately. So if you spend, for every $10 in ad spend, you make $5 to $10 in revenue right off the bat. If you can get to that $10 mark, it's a wash. You're now building a list for free. That is one of the most powerful things you can do in business, because at that point you just scale to the moon. Okay. The other thing it does, though, is, again, we're not trying to make a ton of money here. We're trying to build a list for free or as cheap as possible. But also, if you can get somebody to take out their credit card and buy something, even if it's for $1, guys, it does not matter. That is such a powerful step for someone to take. You want to talk about generating like higher quality leads and stuff. If you can get somebody to pull out their credit card and pay you for something, that is money, guys. That is money. That takes a lot of trust for somebody, especially when you're initially building the list. Like, they haven't even received a ton of your follow-up content yet. They haven't had a ton of exposure to your brand. If you can get a sweet enough offer with enough value, charge $1 for it, $1 to $7. Okay. Because again, you're not trying to make money here. You're trying to build the list for free, and you're trying to generate intent, higher intent leads. Like, can you imagine the difference in the results for an appointment setter that's calling just, opt-in leads versus someone that's actually paid for something? Huge difference, guys. So that's all we're trying to do, is just we're trying to get them to just pull out the credit card. I believe any business can do this. It's going to be a lot tougher for some businesses than others, but maybe you have some type of training program, guide, ebook, right? Yeah, ebooks might actually do really well. If we're going back to the dentist example, maybe you offer like a free teeth whitening, but maybe they put together like a short ebook for $7 on dental health, like the best ways to take care of your dental, to take care of your teeth, avoid gingivitis and all this stuff, right? And you could pay somebody on Fiverr to put together a really good ebook. Maybe it's 20, 30, 40 pages, I don't know, whatever. And you sell something like that, right? Maybe, I've actually been considering this as maybe adding it to my SaaS product, is having something for business loan brokers to sell or financial advisors to sell for $7, $37 to try and monetize a list a little bit more. And it just goes into a lot more detail. So we'd have our free lead magnets, but we'd have, this really in-depth training that people can purchase if they want. So I'm actually considering putting that together. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it would be just yet, but I will keep you guys posted. But this can be a really good strategy, guys. So think of some different ways, some different things that you can offer in your business or for your clients. That, what would people pay $7 for or $1 for? I would probably do the $7, get a little bit of commitment there. But what can I put together and sell for $7 that would provide immense value to my list? That's really what it comes down to. Because if you can put that together, I mean, that would just be the magic formula right there, guys. So I'll keep you posted on what I do with that, because I think that is a really, really powerful strategy. Oh, damn it. I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen. Sorry, guys. I was only sharing the slideshow anyway, so fortunately you didn't really miss much. Here is the presentation there. Sorry about that. Anyways, we didn't really show anything there, so all good. Cool. So those are the 4 strategies, guys, that, using lead forms to grow your business. Just depends on the industry and what you want to do. My favorite, again, is, combining the building of the list with growing the Facebook group. It's one of the most powerful things you can do. Monetizing the list at the end, I think, is a really great strategy as well. So let's talk about lead quality now, because that does come up quite a bit. I want to talk about some different things that you guys can do that I've done to increase lead quality. The first thing that I'm going to say is, like, if you're an agency and you get clients saying that, the leads suck, I can't get anybody on the phone or whatnot. That is the case sometimes. Okay. Again, every industry is a little bit different, but I'm telling you, a lot of the times people are just not contacting them enough. They get too frustrated. Maybe they get discouraged. They haven't picked up the phone. I'm calling them, 15 times a day, whatever, which I don't recommend, guys. I don't actually recommend blasting your list with phone calls right off the bat. I do know that, you want to call them immediately right off the bat. That's where you have the highest chance of getting in touch with them. But don't think like you have to close these leads right away. Again, if your follow-up, long-term follow-up is solid, you're going to stay in front of those leads. And you never know, when you stop calling them like every single day and you start putting a little bit of time, a little bit of space, a little bit of time in between when they became a lead and when you contact them, 30, 60 days down the road, they may have forgotten, like, the phone number and all this stuff, and you call them randomly and they pick up. You might be able to close it right then and there. Just because people don't answer the phone right now or don't buy right now does not mean they won't in the future. That's why your follow-up needs to be really good. So I always take it with a little bit of a grain of salt when people tell me that the leads suck. Sometimes they do. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying, clients are full of it, but sometimes they are. And I've tested this, guys, where, someone has told me that, and I will start calling the leads, and lo and behold, I get people on the phone. Not everybody, but I have really good conversations with people. My current client right now in life insurance, he mentioned that, it's tough to get some people on the phone, but we are getting people on the phone. We are getting people responding to the text messages. They've submitted 3 applications already, or they've closed 3 applications. The campaign's doing good. They're getting their return on investment, et cetera. You just got to be consistent, right? Now, with that said, there's good ways to use lead forms and there's bad ways to use lead forms. So I really shouldn't say that. I should say different ways. Okay. Depends on what you're trying to do. But there are certain things you can do to improve lead quality. First off, multi-layer targeting. What I see a lot of people do is they don't even do targeting at all. They just let Facebook algorithm do its thing. and maybe that can work. I personally would never do that. I like to use multi-layer targeting to make sure that I'm getting in front of as close to my exact ideal prospect as possible. Because if you do that, if you get in front of people who are already actually interested in what you're offering, by default, they're going to be, you're going to improve your lead quality because they want or need what you offer, what you have, right? So it really comes down to just putting your offer in front of them at that point, your free lead magnet to build your list. But using multiple layers of interest targeting is a great way to make sure you're getting in front of your ideal prospects who are going to respond much better to your marketing than some broad general audience. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I talk about this in my Facebook ads course. I actually talk about it quite a bit on my YouTube channel as well. But using multiple layers with your interest targeting, guys, can make a big difference in your lead quality because you're actually getting in, you're telling Facebook exactly who you want your ads to be in front of. So plus you're still getting the benefit of the algorithm. So you combine those two things, you can get really, really targeted. So the more targeted your audience, the better the lead quality should be. Add multiple custom questions. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this is a good way to improve lead quality as well, because one of the downsides of lead forms is the fact that it's so easy for people to submit the form because it auto-populates their information, their name, email, and phone number. They click the submit button and it's pretty much done, right? So people can just be clicking around, not really paying attention, right? But if we ask them custom questions, in addition to getting their contact information, we're now holding their attention longer. They have to take additional steps. They have to provide additional information in order to submit the form. So this goes back to what I was saying earlier. The more steps we can get people to take within our process, typically the more serious they are, the more likely they are to pick up the phone, be open to a conversation, etc. So what you can do here is if we go to the questions, all right, add categories. So we can do phone number. You can also ask for, I don't know, maybe a state, city, something like that. I think this will actually still auto-populate, but again, when they see that, they are going to confirm like the information, like how much information do they really want to provide? Like, this is too much. So again, you don't want to go crazy with this because we do still want people submitting the form and then following up with them. But you can add these additional questions right here, these additional categories. So this, yeah, date of birth, marital status, all this stuff, job title. I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff that you can ask for here. But what I like to do is I'll get first name, email, phone number. I might do the state every once in a while, but I will usually come up here and add these custom questions here. All right. So I usually do multiple choice, guys. You can do a short answer. You can also do appointment requests as well. That goes back to strategy number 2. But I like sending people to a page because I want people to take as many steps as possible to improve the quality. But I like using multiple choice here because it's enough to get additional commitment. Let me make sure. Okay. I just want to make sure I was sharing my screen. I just thought of that. Again, I want to make sure that you guys can actually see this. So multiple choice questions, they're enough to get additional commitment throughout the process in order to submit the lead form, but it's not too much of a hassle for them to not fill out the lead form. Like, we don't want to completely discourage people from submitting the lead form. So I like to use simple multiple choice questions. I don't like to get too crazy with this, but I'll ask basic stuff like, do you, life insurance, for example, do you already have life insurance? Are you getting this for yourself or a friend? With business funding, we'll ask, how soon are you looking for funding and stuff like that, right? Just basic multiple choice questions, and I'll put 3 answers right here. Or a lot of times I'll ask a yes or no question. But just the act of getting them to provide that information is a good way to improve lead quality. The other thing that I want to talk about really quick with this, and I usually do at least 1 multiple choice question now in all of my lead forms. Sometimes I'll do 2, just depends. The more you add, usually the higher the quality of the lead is going to be. But you can also use lead filtering here, guys. So if they answer a certain way to this question, you can actually disqualify the lead right then and there. So you can straight up ask them like, hey, if we contact you to deliver your custom funding plan, or if we contact you to go over this and like customize this guide for you or this free lead magnet for you, will you answer the phone? just put yes or no, right? You could do something as simple as that. And if they answer no, just disqualify them right there. So if so we'll put yes, I will answer the phone. No, I will not. I think it'd be kind of funny. Is this a lead? Not a lead, and it ends the form, and they don't even get to submit it, guys. So I don't know that I would do it exactly like this, but adding these questions, if they answer a certain way that would indicate that they're probably not a good lead, you could just disqualify them and not even put them into your automation, not even get them as a lead. So I typically don't like to do that because I'd rather, even if they're not interested right now, I'd still like to get the lead because, again, my philosophy is they might be interested 3-6 months down the road, and I'd rather have them on my list than not. But I know everybody likes to run their business a little bit differently, so that's up to you. But adding custom questions, using these this lead filtering option can be a good solution. That's what I recommend. I have noticed a difference in the quality since adding these custom questions, guys. So it really can make a difference. You just want to think of like 2 or 3 basic multiple choice questions you can ask people. What else? Oh yeah, using the higher. So asking for more information. We already covered that. So asking for maybe their date of birth. What state do they live in? What's their zip code? I wouldn't ask for all of that, but maybe add like 1 or 2 of those in to see if that works. Also, there is an option. Let's see. I don't even remember what it's like actually called, but if we go to, I think it's intro. No, maybe it's more form type. You can choose more volume or higher intent. So the higher intent adds an extra step to the lead form submission process where they confirm their information that they're providing. So good way to improve lead quality. I haven't tested this extensively because again, I'd rather get the volume and follow it long term than to generate like the highest possible intent lead right off the bat. It's up to you though. So the key here is the more steps people take, typically the more serious they are, the higher quality they are. That's what you want to keep in mind. So all of this is adding additional steps, which should lead to improved lead quality. All right, and then we already talked about the lead disqualifier feature with the custom questions. So if they answer a question a certain way, you can disqualify them. So that's pretty much it, guys, on improving lead quality. I would just say make sure your follow-up is strong. Okay. Manage expectations. Like you're not going to close leads, every single lead right off the bat. Just because somebody fills out a form does not mean they have their credit card in hand waiting for you to call and close them, or they're ready to buy right now. That's just not the case. It's not realistic. There's a process that people go through before they make a purchase, before they make an appointment, right? You got to respect that process and make sure your long-term follow-up is in place. You're educating people. You're not constantly trying to sell them, because that is obviously pretty annoying. Get rid of that. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you. 4 simple but really powerful strategies using lead forms. Talked about improving lead quality with lead forms because that is a common issue with lead forms. So that's that's pretty much all I got. Let's go ahead and do open up for Q&A. Let's see, what would be a good lead cost for ERC? So we typically get ERC leads for $5 to $10. Again, what I was mentioning in the beginning, when you're building your list, I like my lead cost to be under, my initial lead cost to be under $10. So we're getting name, email, phone number. We're asking a couple of custom questions, and then we're sending them into our funnel. So we typically get leads for under $10 a lead. This time of year, it might be more than that, because I've seen this across a couple of different industries. Life insurance, we're running. I got a client running ads in the real estate. He's going after real estate investors for funding. That's CPM. Like, he's getting really good engagement, really good conversion rates, but the CPM is so freaking high right now. So your lead costs, expect them to fluctuate depending on the season. When Black Friday comes around and it's the holiday season and stuff, a lot of people are going to be advertising specials and discounts and stuff like that. So your lead costs are probably going to be higher. So just keep that in mind. But and also it's kind of relative. I mean, you want your here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop real quick. I'm gonna drop the link to join the chat, guys. If you want to come on and ask a question, I just put the link in the comment section. Go ahead and click that. Turn your video on too, if you don't mind. Make sure your audio is good, etc. But yeah, the lead costs. What was I saying about that? Oh yeah, it's all relative. Obviously, we want our lead cost to be as low as possible. However, even if it's a bit higher than maybe other campaigns or other industries, if the return on investment is there, that's really what you want to think about. That's something that I tell all of my new clients is when you're running Facebook ads, you might need to work with them a little bit. You might need to follow up with them a little bit. But over the course of a couple of months, and you start closing deals, that's when the return on investment really starts to hit home. So you might not see anything in the first 30 to 60 days, or maybe you're like just barely breaking even. But again, you're building your list, you're building your pipeline, you're getting more and more people that you can contact, which increases the opportunities for you to close a deal, to make a sale. That's when the return on investment can really start to ramp up. It's in that second, third, fourth month when deals start to close, that pipeline starts to close. That's when it really starts to ramp up, guys. So just keep that in mind. Comes down to return on investment. Your lead cost might be a little bit higher, but if you're getting a really good return on investment, who cares, right? Keep testing different things to try and bring the lead cost down, but are you getting a good return on investment? That's the most important question. That was another thing that one of my clients said the other day too that I thought was really interesting. Like people are so focused on the cost per lead. What's your cost per sale? What is that like, right? Because again, you could pay a higher cost per lead, but if you're closing more, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what gets you your return on investment. Lead magnet for final expense prospects. So we do a couple of different things. I really like offering free guides, free life insurance guides, free burial insurance guides. You can maybe try free custom burial insurance plans or blueprints or things like that. That's what I like using. That's what works good for us. But it's all different kinds of lead magnets that you guys can use and test out. So, but that's what I like to use. All right, I'm gonna give this a couple more minutes for anybody that wants to hop on and have a chat, have a quick discussion about your marketing. If you guys also, I do coaching calls too. If you want like more like one-on-one assistance, you can book me for an hour. I'll have a link down below. It's pretty cheap right now, I think, anyways, for a one-on-one call. We'll hop on Zoom, and whatever it is that you're struggling with, we'll get it figured out. So if you guys want to book me for coaching, you can do that. Up to you. This is your opportunity to ask questions, though, guys. You got a quick question, something you want to discuss? Hop on. Just click that link. So, all right, while we're waiting on that, we'll just give it a couple more minutes because you guys asked a lot of questions throughout the call or the training anyways. Forgot what I was going to say now. Anyways, all good. So was that helpful? I hope this was helpful, guys. Some really, really good stuff for your business. Drop a comment down below if this was helpful. Let me know. Let me know if it's not. Tell me. I love hearing your guys' feedback. And also let me know what, which one are you going to implement? Which strategy, guys? Because it's one thing to learn this stuff. Are you going to actually implement it? Are you actually going to test it for your industry, your business, right? You gotta take this information and actually implement it. I promise you, this stuff works really, really well. At what cost per lead would I stop my campaign? Well, first off, I wouldn't stop my campaign just because of a cost per lead. There's other metrics that I look at, like the click-through rate, the CTR. If that is good and I'm getting a lot of link clicks and I'm getting conversions, I don't typically touch the campaign because I know that, with the link click-through rate, I look for at least a 1% link click-through rate. Anything below that, that's when I really start to consider turning a campaign off. I'm not too worried about the lead costs, especially in the beginning, because I know that over time that's going to come down, especially if I have a really high CTR, link click-through rate, because the more people that click on the ad and the lead form pops up, the more people should be submitting that form. So even if your lead costs are a little bit high, over time they should come down as long as people are actually engaging with the campaign. Now, at some point, if it's just ridiculously high, then, I mean, like right now, the life insurance campaign we're running, we're at about $15 per lead, which is pretty high for the type of campaigns that we usually run. But again, it's only because of the CPM. My CTR is really good. My conversion rate on the lead form is really good. We're getting people booking appointments. We're getting people completing the survey and questionnaires, requesting the calls. People are replying to the text messages. So why would I turn that off just because my lead cost is high right now? No, when something is working, just keep at it. Keep letting it run. In the meantime, maybe like we're going to be testing other audiences. Again, I'll keep you guys posted on that. So I'm not saying that you should just, like, if your lead cost is really high, don't worry about it. Like, don't do anything about it. But it's not the only thing you should be focused on, though. There's other metrics that you want to pay attention to that factor in whether or not I'm going to stop a campaign or I'm going to keep a campaign going. So $15 per lead. I mean, that's still really good. Like it's higher than what we normally get, but $15 per lead, real time, exclusive to the brands. Like, you're not purchasing leads here. They're getting exposure to the brand. They're going through a process. Like, even though that's a little bit higher than what we normally do, that's still pretty good. Like, I used to pay $30, $35 for exclusive leads, direct mail leads when I was doing life insurance. I would buy them from the organization. They were 25, I mean, usually around $30 to $35 per lead that have not been contacted, and they're still 6 to 8 weeks old because it takes a while for direct mail to come back. With this, $15 a lead, real-time exclusive, all the automations in place. That's still really good, guys. So don't get too caught up on the lead costs. Just pay attention to all your metrics. High CTR, I go for a minimum of 1%. Anything below that usually means you can do better with your audience or your ad creatives. Like, people just aren't resonating with your ads as much as they should. So, like right now, we're at an average. We have one ad set that's above 2% right now, and then the other one I think is like 1.6 ish or 1.5 maybe. Combined, I think it's like we're at like 1.8% link click-through rate. That's really good. Anything above 1%, you're doing pretty well. Your campaign should do good over time, as long as you're getting people actually clicking on your ad campaigns. So Frank, I talk about and I give you an entire final expense marketing system inside of Agent Lead Gen Mastery. You can check that out. I'll drop it in the comments. I have a free demo that shows you exactly what you get access to. It's super cheap for what you get. I give you the snapshot, the funnels, the automations, the CRM, follow-up emails and text messages. I give you pre-made Facebook ads for burial life insurance that you can just pop into your ads manager. It's the same exact kind of stuff that I use, and it's all pre-made. And then I have very extensive training on how to implement all that stuff, the strategy around it, stuff like that. I will drop that in the comments. You can check it out. Yeah, someone was on the phone today with a client. It's like, why don't you charge at least $9.97 for that? It's like, well, I probably should. I should charge way more than I should for my courses, given what's in it. But I think it's fair. I don't mind charging what I charge. I think it's enough to get a commitment from people to like actually take action and use it, but it's also not going to break the bank, right? I don't want it to be like a life-changing decision. Like, you're worried about how you're going to put food on the table. Like, I don't think that's necessary. Like, you shouldn't be worried about putting food on the table, how you're going to pay your bills just to invest in yourself, which, as we know, it's always going to be the best investment you ever make. But man, I see programs out there, and I'm not saying that they're not worth it, but that charge thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for this stuff. And sure, does it work? Is it worth it? Absolutely. It's just not it's not the business model I want to run. I want to make sure that anybody can get access to it, because everybody's at a different place in their business. Yep. So if you go to, so I just dropped the link in the comment, Agent Lead Gen Mastery. If you guys are in life insurance, annuities, or IULs, that is definitely the program you want to get. All right, I'm going to start wrapping this up, guys. This is your last chance for any questions. I hope this was helpful. And what I really hope is that you guys take action on this, that you actually implement it. And make sure you join my Facebook groups. I'll have everything in the description. You can actually, it should be there right now. I should have my Facebook groups in there, or like my online lead generation mastery one. And when you guys implement this stuff, please share the results. I love seeing and hearing about the results that you guys get from this stuff. That's just like the most rewarding thing for me, is when I have a student or a client just absolutely crushing it, and it's completely changing their marketing, it's completely changing their business. I just love that stuff, guys. So make sure you join the group, share your results of this stuff. Please take action on it. Let me know what other topics you guys want to discuss when it comes to marketing. We might do database reactivation next one, but we'll see. We will see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I don't see anything else coming in, guys. Like I said, I hope this was helpful. I hope you actually implement it. And I appreciate the support, appreciate the time. Join the group, check all the stuff out. And I will talk to you guys next week at the same time. Make sure you mark your calendar. I do this every Tuesday at noon Eastern time. So if you want to come learn some awesome marketing stuff and have a chance to ask your questions, this is definitely the show for you. All right, guys. MattieICE is out. Talk to you next week.